Hey, hey, everybody, welcome on into the studio. We've got a Halloween kiln opening. It's the Saturday before Halloween. And the reason I'm doing it a few days before Halloween is, one, the kiln is ready to be unloaded, and two, I got a bunch of stuff that has to get luster applied to it, some mother of pearl luster and gold luster. That's for Halloween. That has to then go back into the kiln. So I can't do that on Halloween because it's got to go back in the kiln tonight and then come out tomorrow. So you're going to see all that stuff. I actually have two kilns here that are ready. The baby kiln, everything in that kiln is a secret. I don't know if I'm going to show you guys. I mean, it's a secret. I have got new Clayshare classes in there. I've got some other glaze things, and we have the launch of two new Clayshare products that are in that kiln. So we'll see how I feel when I get to the end. But for now, let's open the big kiln. So this is my E23T L&L kiln. It holds 7 cubic feet of pottery. It's really great for pieces up to about 21 inches in diameter. And anything bigger, you need a bigger kiln, like width-wise. But this one's fabulous. I did a cone 5 firing with a 1.5 hour preheat. And that preheat was to help burn off any of the water that was in the clay from glazing, which is often there. And then it was medium speed and stopped at cone 5 and did a 12-minute hold. So it's complete, it's done. So we can go ahead and open it up and you guys can see it. Hello, hello. You made it for the live. Woo! Yeah. So this will be the last kiln opening in October. Surprise, surprise. It's probably the first kiln opening I've done in October. No secrets for the ones that made it today. Right? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to try, not say anything. We'll start with the cone pack because we got to pay before we play, right? So we got to see how we did in the firing. So this is my cone pack. This was cone 6, cone 5, cone 4. Cone 6, maybe a little bit of softening in it, but cone 5 is completely down and cone 4 is too. So I know I got a nice solid cone 5 firing on the top. The reason we use pyrometric cones is because they're made out of the same materials that glazes are made out of, and they melt at the same temperature that our glazes melt at. So if your cones melt and have a good result, that means your glazes will melt correctly. So that's how we gauge it, and we keep track of. That's more important than the numbers. Like what your kiln got to temperature-wise is great, but it doesn't mean as much as what your cone did, because this is heat work. That's temperature plus time. And if you want to know more about cones, I've got a bunch of stuff on Clayshare about making cone packs, using them, how to read them, all kinds of things on cones. So you can keep it a secret. Shh. All right. When I fire cone packs, I usually do it on a little broken piece of kiln shelf. You could use a kiln brick. That's because if something happens and it overfires like crazy and the little cone turns into a puddle, it doesn't ruin my shelves, it just melts onto this. So it saves me a little bit of scraping. Hello from Portugal and North Carolina. Oh gosh, I don't even know where to start. We'll just start here. I've got a bunch of Halloween, a bunch of pumpkin things, fall stuff, and possibly a few Christmas things in here. All right, so this is the pinstripe pumpkin rolling pin, and I went ahead and used Speedball orange underglaze on it first, applied that to the entire thing, and then wiped it back so you can see it's still on the bottom. But the great thing about Speedball underglazes is they don't stick to your kiln shelves at cone 5, or at least I've never had them do so. So I put that on, and I put it on the entire piece, and then I used Amaco's Poppy glaze on top of the orange. So I have a bright orange on the bottom and then another orange on top. So it makes it a little more intense. Do you see how the stripes, the like recessed part is brighter? That's because I use that orange underglaze. And then on top is Mayco Flux. So that's the lighter color, is Mayco Light Flux. Nice, right? Turned out really good. Happy Halloween. So I'm not in costume today, but I will be on Monday during Good Morning Clayshare. But I thought about, I have more than one costume. I thought about wearing something else, but I didn't. I'm just going with regular. I am in orange though, so. You got your E23T firing right now. It's an 06 firing. You can't wait to open it. Patience. Patience is the thing, right, in pottery. So this is a win, and this was a hand-built mug. So I'm really happy with that little guy. Same exact rolling pin, except I used my black copper on it, so it gets like this metallic-y, coppery color going on. And where it's thinner, it goes blacker. Where it's thick, you can see right here, see how it's a little thick? It goes browner. So you get different results, but I really like it a bit thin because I like where it breaks black. And then the inside was nutmeg, but very thin nutmeg applied. And I just poured it in, poured it back out really quickly. So a nutmeg is really, really thin. It's more of like a light taupe color, a little bit of orange popping in there. So that's the corset mug shape. So some of you remember the corset mug class. If you like this shape, kind of bows in a little bit. Oh my gosh, we have so much stuff to get to. All right, we did Halloween votives a few weeks ago as one of our primetime classes for our premium members, and I gave you all templates. So these were a couple of the pumpkin ones that I did that were personalized. This one just says Boo. This one says Kevin. So let me get my hands out of the way. The glaze on this is Tangelo Celadon from Amaco. The clay was Laguna B-Mix. All that clay was Laguna B-Mix too on those other two pieces. For the black, I just used black Speedball underglaze, filled in the lettering, and then wiped it back. So that's what I got going there. Let's see. If the cone pack melted into a puddle, I think you have more things to worry about than cones. You would have an overfired kiln. So there we've got these two, and then I've got a bunch of ghosts happening. So we'll grab those out. I haven't decided if I'm going to mother of pearl these or not. I'm still up in the air. I made one for Rye and Leanne. These are my children. So they each get a ghost. This is kind of little like Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas. A little bit. So the glaze is just clear. It's just the 2167 clear with black in the lettering. Cute. And they're really easy because you don't put anything but black and clear. Like you don't have to worry about another glaze. And these, again, the templates for these ghosts are available on ClayShare for premium members. You can go and get this. It's with that class, with the Halloween votive class. You can do pumpkins. There's 2 pumpkins. There's 2 ghosts. So it's up to you which one you like better. One for my mom, Marcia, and one for some person. I don't know who this is. I made them a votive. I had to make myself one. It just wouldn't be right to make everybody else pots. Let's continue with the Halloween, right? You unloaded a bisque only to discover you didn't take your weight bag out of your casserole dish. So what happened to it? The fabric burned away and all of the dry materials, was it just all inside it? Or did it flux out and melt into the casserole dish? I'm intrigued. So here's one I did using Sandbow's Halloween underglaze transfers. And then I used Amaco's Wasabi Celadon and Pear Celadon. I just put 1 coat of the wasabi and then a coat of the pear on top. And so it made it kind of like streaky and kind of like toxic-y, sort of like there's a radioactive accident, and that's why we have the zombie situation. And then the inside is the same glazes. But this one I made for Kevin. So he got a Halloween mug. Although I did do another zombie hand one where instead of doing the wasabi and pear the whole way around, I did clear and then I did the pear on the handle, pear inside and pear on the top. It's sort of like a haze of the something green mist in the air. So these were really fun, and that I signed the bottom by carving them. These were a fun little series to do. I didn't do a lot of them because I'm moving on to add a Halloween. This one, I'm keeping one of these. I think this is the one I'm going to keep. This is the haunted house one. So clear, again with the pear on the inside, and then just clear all the way around. I might mother of pearl luster these. Oh, I don't know if you can see in the windows, I did do a little yellow. I used Marigold Celadon from Amaco, and then I put the clear on top. So the windows have a little bit of yellow to them. I don't know if that's coming out. How do you know if you're a premium member? Well, we have the Clayshare app where you can sign up to be a member. So if you've signed up through clayshare.com or the Clayshare app, you are then a premium member. Premium members, it's a monthly or yearly subscription, and you get access to hundreds of full-length classes, all of our private broadcasts, exclusive discounts, first dibs at things, and lately all of my pottery sales are only for premium members. I can't make enough pots to meet all the demands, so that's the way I've been doing it. So there's another one that I did with purples. So I took lavender from Amaco, lavender Celadon, thinned it 50% with their mixing clear, and then up top is full strength and inside is full strength lavender. So the only thing I've got to say is that mixing clear, I don't know if you can see what it did. Do you see this? The Amaco mixing clear did some bubbling on, I put a little bit of black underglaze on the foot ring here just to make it nice and even, and the Amaco mixing clear did a little bubbling. I've got it on a couple others, so we're going to see. This one is the witch and the graveyard, and it's got some spooky little kids in it and everything. Underglazes go on first, then glaze all over. Yes. Yep. Yeah, because although you can paint underglaze on top of glaze, and that's more like a Maiolica technique. But you can do that. Absolutely. You can do it the other way around. Here's another one with the Amaco mixing clear. Okay, so those of you out there, you know we have to always experiment and test. Look what it did. So that Amaco mixing clear, tell me, have you noticed it pulling away? My 2167 clear didn't do that. Yeah, the mixing clear did. I was just checking. That's a bummer. Did I spray the clear over the underglaze transfers? I brushed it on, or you can dip, your choice. This one was a brush on. All the ones I've shown so far are brush on with the clear. You can spray that on too, though, if you're afraid of disturbing the underglaze transfers and smearing it. So what will I do about this to fix it? Well, I'm probably going to take some obsidian glaze from Amaco, which is just their black glaze, and I'm probably going to brush a layer of that on top of this and refire it in my little kiln tonight. And I'll do that for the other one too. I have another Halloween mug. We're going to see if that did this as well. So I'll refire it, but yeah. So will I have a sale of Halloween mugs? There's only 5, so no, there won't be. I always plan to do more, but no, I'm hoping to have some Let It Snow mugs in a sale before the holidays. And that again, I think it's just going to be open to premium members, because usually when I do pottery sales, it sells out in less than 5 minutes, and then there's literally thousands of unhappy people because I can't make thousands of pots. I'd like to. I'm going to work on that though, maybe next year, right? So this is the last Halloween mug. So I did 6. I did 6 Halloween mugs. This one, again, the Amaco mixing clear. Oh, I'm so disappointed in how that pulled. But the top, where I mixed the lavender and the mixing clear, worked out really cool, right? But I'm not happy with the bottom. So I'll refire it. Looking at my bisque drying rack, I got a lot. Oh, my darling, that rack you see there has a twin just as full right there, and a double wide rack of it upstairs. So I could do 10 glaze firings with just all the bisqueware I have. It's too bad that this did this, because I love everything else. You never use the mixing clear as a glaze topper. You find it a bit milky. Only use it for mixing with the other Celadons. Yeah, Cindy, I've been using it once in a while just to test it out for folks who maybe can't get anything else and are looking for a clear glaze. But I have to say, I'm disappointed in it. I should have used my clear because that doesn't do this. And usually I do, but not everybody wants to mix up their own clear glaze, right? So I thought, I'll do something a little different. All right, we got a carved piece. First time you caught me live. Good morning from New Zealand. It's only on the sand bow that yours mixed up with the mixing clear. So, you know, that's interesting because I use the sand bow underglaze transfers and then Speedball black underglaze because the transfers weren't that tall and I wanted them on a specific, well, let me grab the pot and then we can talk about it. And then we'll talk about the hand carved piece in my hand. Well, no longer my hand. So the transfer stopped about here and I wanted black down here. So I ended up brushing black Speedball on top of the sand bow in places. And then it's only where the sand bow did it and the Speedball did it with the mixing clear. It can be fixed. It just needs to be refired. I guess those aren't going to get lustered. You like the Mayco zinc-free brush on clear. I'm going to have to try that. How did I make the gradient colors with the mixing clear? So I took a container and I scooped out with a like tablespoon, a blob of the purple, the lavender, and a blob of the clear, equal parts of each, and mixed it up. And that's it. That's a half and half mix. If you wanted to do 2 parts clear, 1 part purple, you just 2 scoops of the clear, 1 scoop of the purple into a container, you mix it up. And I usually use all of that. I don't usually have excess that I have to store anywhere. But if for some reason I had some extra, I just put it in a little lidded container and write on it, lavender 50%, mixing clear 50. And I would just use that the next time I glaze. So here's a vase I carved during, goodness, when did I carve this? During, we did an ombre carving tutorial for maybe Clayscapes, maybe, where I use Speedball underglazes. I use the carmine and then black on here. And believe it or not, there's blue. Can you see? It's the royal blue, but you can barely see. It's just a blue hint on here. And the black mixed together. And then I carved it, so we carved it together. And for glazing, I used my chun. There's the bottom. And I love how the chun, there's the chun on the inside, how the chun right here on the rim opalized a bit with that carmine. And then do you see how beautiful that transition is? I don't know if you can see. Is it picking it up? It turned out really nice. Have I considered doing a Prime member monthly giveaway? I have, but with all the things we do and all the sponsor giveaways and keeping track of everything, that would, we just, we give so much already away that it would be, to keep track of it, I don't know if I would be able to keep up with it, to tell you the truth. But anyhow, this turned out great. It had been sitting on the shelf since February, needing to be glazed, so I finally stuck it in the kiln. If it's only on the black, it's only on the black, yeah, because the rest of it's fine. The rest of that mug is fine. You have this problem when you use underglaze on bisque with both Amaco's mixing clear and the dipping clear used at your studio. So I wonder, for sale, 3 bottles of Amaco mixing clear. No. The mixing clear is great. It really is. Just maybe not in that combo. All right, got another shelf takeout. I got some Let It Snow mugs in here. I got a little bit of all the holidays happening in the kiln right now. A little bit of everything. I'm gonna take my posts out. We got some fall stuff, some pumpkin-y stuff. We got a little bit of Christmas stuff, but we're not gonna get to the Christmas stuff yet. I have 2 special orders that I did for my girls. Special requests based on the wide bottom mug class that just came out. So let's start with this. I did a plate with Tangelo from Amaco, the Tangelo Celadon. There it is on the back, 2 coats, and on the front 2 coats. And I did that bright orange first and then wiped it back and put the Tangelo on top, but it's very subtle. I don't know if the camera is picking up the brighter. It's a little brighter. Let me grab, this will really show it. So, Tangelo by itself. Tangelo, when you put orange underglaze on first and then wipe it back. Do you see the difference? It's marked. Like, you can really see the difference. So it really, I think it pops it up a bit. So there's your difference. I was waiting for, I see no comments, so I guess the comments are slow. We got more though. Here's an ombre. Oh, this came out so good. Same thing. The orange Speedball underglaze applied, wiped back. Tangelo 3 coats in the center, but I also did Tangelo 1 coat first on the whole thing on top of the underglaze. Then I did Poppy 2 more coats on the rim, and just a little 1 coat of Poppy on top of the Tangelo here. So I've created this gradient effect. There's the back and there's the front. So it creates this really beautiful ombre going on here. You love kiln openings. Well, we love you all because the amount of work it takes to make kiln openings happen is insane, because where I actually work is upstairs and we have to lug lights, cameras, stands, so many things down and reset and recalibrate everything and then lug everything back upstairs. It's a half a day's full of work just to get it down and another half to get it back up. When we get the new studio, won't have that problem. We will actually just rotate the cameras because we'll have the stages set. So like the glazing area where the kilns are will be on one side and then the hand building will be there, and it will just be an easy rotation of the gear. But here, like it was in my other studio, but here it's a lot of work. But I want to share these with you guys too. It's not fun to open the kiln by yourself. Anyhow, this is my favorite thing so far. And the little poppy cup. Love those 2 things. So you're mixing clear on the transfers with no issues. Maybe it's the underglaze. It probably is. Yeah. How goes the Tangelo is the glaze. Tangelo. Yes. I call it Tangy because I've got a lizard named Tangelo. So I made my children each a wide-bottomed mug. From the wide-bottom mug class, they requested, they picked colors. So this is Speedball's Royal Purple, applied and wiped back, and then Lavender Celadon from Amaco. So folks are saying they think it's the underglaze that's the issue, but the Lavender Celadon is made with the same base as the mixing clear, which is so weird because it gives me no trouble with underglazes wiped back, but maybe full strength. Anyhow, oh yeah, there's the top. So it's got a little matching topper that fits it and little handle. This is the Bees and Blossom pattern at the bottom. All right, so I did that one. And no, I don't fire the toppers on. You'll see if you look in, the toppers are not fired on the mugs. They might warp a little bit, but if you fire it on your mug, you can't glaze the top rim, and that's a problem for me. So you cannot get the same ombre. Maybe you're brushing too thin. I do end up putting a good 3 coats. So yeah. And then this is the one I did for Riley. Same pin. She wanted the bright orange. There it is. And then marigold on top. And in the class, we did it with the black, remember? With marigold and a little ochre. But I wanted something that popped, and she did too. So we went with this. I like it. I really love the one I did for Leanne, though, with the purples. Like I would pick that for me. So you were unloading your kiln this morning. You chipped off a chunk of kiln brick. Can you glue the 2 pieces back? So Brenda, if it's just a little bit of kiln brick, don't worry about it. If it's bigger than 1 inch, you might want to get yourself some refractory cement that's made to repair kilns. Any place that sells ceramic supplies can get it for you. And you could reach out to Clayscapes Pottery if you need to, and they have it. And you just mix it up with water like mortar, and you use it to glue it back in. Yeah, but if it's not a big chunk, just leave it. It happens all the time. That's part of it. All right, let's put this away. So you're a purpleaholic. Okay, so I didn't put the flux on it. I asked my girls about it, and I think I might flux it and fire it again. Right? I think I might flux these and light flux on both and do it again. Although the dark flux on the purple, so nice. So we'll see. We'll see. Because I need to do more refiring. All right. So we got the Let It Snow mugs. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. So you've used the Mixing Clear for over 5 years on Laguna 16 and Sandbow transfers and black underglaze, no problems. You use Duncan Mayco Easy Glaze though. So I wonder. So this, look how cute. Baby, it's cold outside. So I did a tutorial a little while ago where we hand built and wheel through mugs using the Sandbow underglaze transfers, or underglaze decals. So this is the hand-built one. Actually, let me get this one. And this is they're both Let It Snow, so that's why I'm going to use these two as. So the Let It Snow hand-built version right here says Let It Snow, and then we have the little snowy scene all the way around. See if I get to go all the way around. And then we have the wheel thrown one that says, Let It Snow all the way around again. I love that cabin. I want to be there. Snug up with a cup of cocoa and whipped cream and a fire. Yeah. Anyhow, chun, and I thinned my chun down a little bit. One dip of chun, inside and out, and then Clayscapes cream. And that's what gives this beautiful frosty rim look. So I hope that's being picked up and you can really see how frosty that looks. But I think it's perfect for this. So my plan is to do a series of the Let It Snow, Baby It's Cold Outside mugs and make them available in a sale before the holidays. If I can get that done. That's part of my to-do list. All right, and then there was this one, little different shape, right? And this one says Baby It's Cold Outside instead of Let It Snow. This was the one we did the cabin-ectomy. Remember we cut the cabin? That's that cute cabin. So, oh well, it still looks cute. Nobody would know I cut the cabin like almost apart if I didn't tell everybody. You got your pins this week. Woo! That makes for an exciting week, huh? We are packing and shipping like crazy. I can't tell you. I'm in the studio working, doing some R&D for new classes, filming classes. We got the new social media app coming. We have 2 new things we're debuting this week. Oh my gosh, so much happening here. Glazing like crazy. I was glazing again this morning. There's a lot going on. And I saw there was somebody asking about a studio update. Yeah, my surveyor flaked out on me, still hasn't staked out the building, and my excavation crew is pretty much shut down till next spring. So it's looking more like nothing's going to happen until next spring. Although I got a great big hole in my yard and a big pile of dirt and some boulders. So the snow will hide it, but that's what's going on at my studio. So not very likely anything's going to happen until May. So I'll be here in this space another winter, which that'll be always fun. So we got more of those pumpkin dishes. That same orange from Speedball applied with poppy, 3 coats on top. And then you can really see it here, that orange applied with marigold on top. Did I put the glaze over the Let It Snow? Absolutely. Yep, the chun is on the entire, I dipped it, the entire thing. I'll grab it again and you can have a better look if you missed it. Same thing that I've been doing with these plates. With that bright orange is just winning right now for me. So it's like fall and everything's dull. And although I love the fall, the browns and everything, I wanted some bright in my autumn. So I did all these bright colored bowls and plates for my autumn table. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you that mug. Yeah. So I dipped the chun. You can see the chun's on the entire thing. And we don't have any pinholing or pulling away or anything. It's as it should be, right? But it's just a light tint of blue to it, because there's the clay, right? Just a light tint of blue. Your tends to come out satin finish versus glossy. So this is a gloss. Satin will happen if it's a little cooler, fired cooler, and also cooled slower. That can make it go satiny. Did I wipe back the underglaze? I did, Brenda. On those pumpkin plates, yep. And you can tell, this is the bottom, so you can tell from this. See, I applied a nice solid coat. I watered it down first, applied it, and then wiped it back. So it's staining it. But that's what they all looked like before glaze. They all had the same orange from Speedball, which is a very bright orange. And then this one is with the poppy on top. Cute little plate with Tangelo on it. That's the orchard that's my orchard design that you can get from Sandbow. We got some more of these in there. You're gonna love it. Pumpkin plates, I know. Did you notice there was a theme? The shirt and the pumpkin plates kind of match my Clayshare hoodie. Well, it's not a hoodie, it's just a sweatshirt. I want this in a hoodie though, I need one. Kev, do we make this design in a hoodie with the pot, the Southwest? If so, no, don't buy me one. I want to pick it out myself. But if we do, I got to get one. This came out great. All right, so we've been talking about problems with underglaze blistering, right? But this was orange underglaze from Speedball. Right? Did I use Speedball or did I use Amaco on this? Somebody remember from the tutorial? But the decal is from Sandbow. Notice how we have no blistering, no peeling, nothing. But the clear on here is my 2167. So I really think it has a lot to do with that glaze, the mixing clear glaze. Because look how it's perfect. It's perfect. And the back's just clear. That's it. Nothing fancy. So can you use Amaco Celadons over decals after bisque firing? Yes, you can. Just be careful not to use the really dark ones or it will hide your decals. But yeah, this came out great, and it has a mug upstairs that matches it. So it's part of a little set. We did a demo. I finally got a bunch more of these fired. Do you remember we did a tutorial on doing a Sgraffito cone flower? Sgraffito echinacea. This was a Prime broadcast for premium members where I walked you through how to do this. And it was such a fun broadcast, and I finally got to finish it. Super happy. You have it in a hoodie, the blue. It's a great color. Thank you, Debbie. I'll have to get one. I'll have to look and see. And then there's just the back. Nothing exciting going on. That other plate is perfect, right? I mean, so I think it's got to be the mixing clear because I use underglazes, I use the decals, I don't have the problems, but on my mugs, I had problems. So when you have a problem, you have to look at all the factors and then rule them out, right? And the only thing different was the use of the mixing clear. I hate to say it, because I've used Amaco Celadons without trouble. Why would the Celadons be different than the mixing clear? I don't know. It's weird. Not really a reason, is there? Oh, Christmas time is here. We got Christmas plates in the kiln, but you can't see them yet. We've got to do these. All right, so I did these two plates. You get very similar results, but different applications. What is the size of that small pumpkin with the orchard design? That little one was a cookie cutter, I believe. This is with my rim templates, is this one, but that teeny weeny one, which I've got further down one more. It's like a 4-inch cookie cutter. All right, so I want to show you these. I'm going to try to get the glare off so that you guys can see. Here we go. That'll help. All right. There. So one of these we made together live. The other one I did by myself, all alone, sadly, in my studio. So the one we did together was this one, and we used Colors for Earth to color in all of our little trees. Look how sweet they are. This one, I used Amaco Celadons to color it in, and then I put my clear on top. So both of them have my clear 2167. So that recipe's for free on ClayShare Resources. If you want to make your own, look at that. I mean, you can tell when the reflection hits and it's just smooth as glass and there's not a problem at all in your surface. So look at how much clearer the Colors for Earth colors are compared to the Celadons, how they go cloudy. They're both cute, but the Colors for Earth are much crisper. So I wanted to test them out. I think they're both great. So you've had problems with black underglaze, but it's the Amaco Lug Black. I think it's underglaze in general can be difficult. So where do you get sodium silicate or alumina hydrate? I get mine from my clay supplier. Any local, you can always order it from Clayscapes Pottery. Oh, there's the back, they're little pumpkins. And the white stuff is alumina hydrate on the shelf. And that just brushes off. I'll do that in a minute. But these came out cute. They're going to North Carolina to my second mom. I'm sending her one, at least, maybe both. And these Christmas plates are going south too. I'll have more as we get closer to the holiday, but I was testing out some things. And I'm not sure. We'll have to look at it in the light to see how I'm happy with it, if I am. Okay, so I feel like Snapdragon from Amaco gets a bad rap because it doesn't always look great. So I decided to try it with little black underglaze. There's the back. There it is on the front. 2 coats with black underglaze applied and white back. I can tell you I don't love it. I think it's okay, but I feel like it could have been better, you know? It just, I don't know. I got to do something else to it. Oh, so you like the comparison of the Colors for Earth for the Amaco. You like the red tree? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I have to live with it. Maybe it looks better further away. But the Snapdragon is more purpley with the black underneath it. Maybe it needs another coat. I don't know. Anyhow, that's that piece. I'm running out of room back here. And then I did one, which I love beyond belief. Like, it came out perfect with my Oribe. Much different, right? When you get it right, look at how... So some folks were concerned about the texture being difficult to glaze or having trouble, but I just put on a coat of the Oribe. There it is on the back. I just did 1 coat. If I did 2, it would have been more even. But the Oribe is actually a brush on, as a dip and pour glaze, but I brushed it on because I like to do that. Snapdragon needs mother of pearl luster and white gold on the rim. Oh, that could really make it nice. It does look a little vintage, so let me grab it back and we'll compare the two. But I'm loving the green. So Christmassy right now in the studio. Yeah, I like it better with the green. No, Nancy, this is actually my rolling pin, yeah. So I was inspired by that placemat and I hand drew my own design, which is called Art Nouveau, and that's what this is. Yeah, so it's not the placemat. It's inspired by, they're not exactly the same, but they are very similar. My design goes further than the placemat did. But yeah, this is what happens sometimes. I was given this amazing placemat that had this fabulous vintage style texture. And so that's what inspired that rolling pin, which we are planning to start shipping out in December. So anybody who ordered that, you all can be looking forward to getting it before Christmas, hopefully. Another baby little plate. I used Poppy 2 coats. I didn't want to go too thick. You love that design, even better. Well, you know, the reason I did the design was so many people couldn't get that placemat, and it was great. It was a great placemat, but people couldn't get it, and I felt bad, and I was like, well, I'll get it. I'll find a way. I'll make it work. So that's how it came to be. Ah, do you remember when we hand painted this fish together? Do you remember? He's swimming in the water. You guys told me to put the bubbles on, and I did. And then there's the back. And then there's the front. And then there's the back. It's a fish platter with a fish on it. Mayco stroke and coat. Don't know what color, whatever their bright blue is. And just my 2167 clear on the surface. That's it, on B-Mix. And there's a signature. Yeah. The fish, I told you guys, it's been a long time since I've done glaze firing. Fish was a while ago. It was summertime. He's going. Bye, fish. We'll see him. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to cook some fish and have it on the plate. Another one from that, this one's maybe my favorite one for that little, this graffito. Oh my gosh. That's the coneflower. I used teal underglaze from Speedball, and then black. And the white powder is alumina hydrate. I'll just brush that off. So the fish platter reminds you of Kentucky Mary Hadley Pottery. I don't know Kentucky Mary Hadley Pottery, but I'm going to look up Kentucky. I decided to paint a fish without having any idea how to paint a fish. And I just did it freehand on camera. He turned out, I think, kind of cute. So funny. All right, that's going there, over here. And then I've got one more. I had a post on the bottom of that big shelf. Actually, I had 2. They're still stuck to it over there. I just set it on a bin and it's got 2 posts. Lucky they didn't fall off. So I did a bigger square one with that same teal, and you can see the back. That teal goes very green. And again, that's just alumina hydrate. I just wipe that off. Usually I do it with a damp sponge, but there's the front. The flower design should be a rolling pin. Give me ideas. Yes, I'll see what I can do about that. That would be a fun one, wouldn't it? Yeah, there's only 1 post in here because the other 2 are stuck to the bottom of that kiln shelf. Well, let's see. Hopefully this one doesn't stick, because it was. Oh, that one released. Okay, they all came off. It's the worst thing when you lift a shelf up and then the post falls and shatters a piece beneath it. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's probably happened to many of you. And it's like the end, right? And everything's working out great, and then that happens and you're like, no! See, I just can't stop making things with the coneflowers. So I did purple. Can you tell that it's purple? And then black on the edge. This is from the wall canvas class. I was making wall canvases. See, it'll hang. I'll string a little wire through here, and it'll hang on the wall, but it's a hidden hanging. You won't see anything but this when you view it from the side. Right? Cute little design. So that could hang on the wall. So yeah, you can make pottery that can go on people's walls If they give you the, I don't have room on my shelf, okay, stick it on your wall. But another sgraffito. Black and purple on that one. Oh my gosh, so long ago we did this. So this is the end with these two pieces have been sitting on a shelf for ages. Bottom cone pack. So let's grab our top cone pack to compare. Yeah. Oh, look how they line up. So good. So it fired evenly top to bottom. That's really all I can ask for. Cone 5, nice and even. That's good. We did these. This was a brushing on dip and pour glaze tutorial. I did the black copper and I went thin with it because I love the black. This is a placemat. That's what this texture is. And the same thing on the back. That texture is a placemat as well. But just, I think 1 coat of black copper brushed on. Is that my 2167 over black underglaze? Yes, it is 2167 over black underglaze on the sgraffito, on all those sgraffito pieces. That's exactly what it was. All right, so that's, oh gosh, that came out perfect. I just dropped the cover off my mic. Hold on. Gotta fix it. There. And then the other thing we did ages ago, we did a iron oxide nutmeg where I brushed on the nutmeg just 1 coat with iron oxide first, and it created this really lovely, it's not a flat matte, but it's like a satin matte finish. And I really love the rustic quality of this piece. Some of you out there, you know, are in love with more rustic looking pieces. I don't do a lot of rustic stuff, but this is perfect. I love it. And it is food safe, even though it's all completely fired, even though it's more of a satiny finish, a satin matte finish. Perfect with that Southwest, isn't it? Like they just go. I could see this in a house in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, right? If you have the right decor. Actually, I could see it in my house. Turned out really, really great, right? That one, we'll put that there. All right, the baby kiln. So you have a bunch of wall canvases and you bisque them all. So if they're bisqued, you could do a glaze pour, like we did the tutorial on. You could do a painting, surface painting one, right? Or use decals, or just glaze them. I'm shutting the kiln just because I don't like to leave my kiln open when it's empty. I don't want any critters getting in here. Look, Jackie says at her house. It would look good at her house. All right, we're going to do the baby kiln. I'm going to do the baby kiln. I wasn't going to, but I will. It's over there. I'm going to see if I can, there you go. Now you can see it. See? Baby kiln. We're going to go to this. The first piece in here is the class that's coming out later this week. I'm not going to talk about it in detail. I'm going to talk about it in the class a lot. But I teach you how to make this. There it is. Beautiful flower. Going away. Bye. That was nice. You have to wait. You're going to see that plenty. Here's the cone pack. So this is for my baby kiln right here. 4, 5, 6. I always like to check to see if my baby kiln is firing at the same like heat work area as my big kiln. Big kiln, baby kiln. Yes, they fire at the same. It would be no good to me if my baby kiln was firing too hot or too cold to use it as a test kiln. Then I wouldn't get the same results in my big kiln. So I did have to take a bit of time to calibrate that little one and make some adjustments on it to get it to fire at the same temperature as the other one. But it's working great now. So, and I've had this was the 100, and well, let's see, how many firings have I done on this? Can I see? Data menu, last firing, Sorry, you can see the top of my head. I don't know if it's saying it on here. Kiln info. All right. I don't know. It would be on my app, but my app isn't working because I have Wi-Fi disabled. So this is 2 new things that are coming out this week. And that's all I can show you. You gotta wait till Monday. You'll find out. Turned out cute though. So there's that. But I can show you these. I had some fun glaze time, right? Because I've sort of been going glaze crazy. So this was my cranberry dipped, and then my black copper dipped, and then lake blue on the inside. Isn't that a surprise? You see it, and then you look inside. What's happening in there? It's a surprise. My top, oh, so do I ever remove the peeps in my kilns? I don't, because I run kiln vents. So I don't remove the peeps ever. So this is actually, oh, I don't have them. They're upstairs. I'm going to glaze them. I have a bunch of pitchers made with this exact same shape. But for a while, I've been making mugs this way too. I really like it. There's something very cute about it. It was too fast. Well, you're going to have to wait till Monday. I can't give it away yet. That takes away all the surprise. This, I'm in love with. What craziness did I do here? So I dipped it into lake blue till about here. I also poured lake blue into the inside. There we go. I poured lake blue into the inside. And then I took spearmint and I brushed spearmint on with a brush. That's why it's got all the swirly whirlies happening in here. And then I turned it over and dipped it in black copper. So you can see right here on the rim where the black copper is. Over a little bit of spearmint right there on the spearmint. So it did some kind, I love this. There's just something really fabulous going on here. The pitcher-shaped mug, was that a class? I think it's the pitcher class. Just turn it into in my wheel-thrown pitcher class. I just didn't pull a spout on it. So I didn't do a separate make a mug class. It's just the same one. Don't put a spout in it. But it's the exact same shape from my pitcher class. That's wheel thrown. So if you check that out, you will see this. We also made similar shapes when we did a bunch of wide bottom wheel thrown mug classes. And I think we did a bunch of these there too. But they're just so sweet. Just don't put your little spouts in it. This is based on a Greek lekithos. So if you know your Greek vase shapes, you're thinking, that looks Greek to me. So your Genken doesn't have peepholes. You don't need them. If you've got ventilation, you don't need them. Not at all. So you could drink from that mug. You could. And the great thing about them is they hold all the heat in because it's got this wide belly that narrows in, and then you've got a little bit wider neck. I've got some bigger ones, and I need to make more like this because this is a very classic shape for me. I really love this. Okay, so that's what we got. But would it be hard to clean? What, the shape? No. You know the sponges on a stick that you buy to clean your dishes? Just use that, right? I mean, you just stick it in and swirl. It's like, you know what I'm talking about. It's where the mops are in the store. And it's a stick that has a bunch of little sponges sticking off of it. And you just get it wet and soapy and you swirl out the inside. You could also just put it in your dishwasher and it gets it clean that way. Yeah. No. It's a pain to do these, but oh no, I love doing them. Please, 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 please. We love doing them. All right, so I always have to pick my favorite thing. This mug is, I mean, it's pretty awesome. My favorite thing, I'm going to stick with it. I did love the Christmas tree platter. Yeah, it's hard. I think it's going to be these two things. I couldn't pick one. It would be this came out great. I'm really happy. I'm going to make more like that. And then this little sweetie right here. It's just, I know it's not a big plate, but there's just something about the way the ombre turned out. Really happy. Really, really happy. And then this one. Because the texture is so good. It's so good. It's so perfect for Christmas. I want to tell you something. I got an email from William Sonoma talking about their Art Nouveau Christmas and designs that they came out with. And I was looking at the patterns, and they're William Morris patterns, and it's so evocative. You know, this one right here is so evocative of that. But they did blue and white, like a dark blue and white. I kind of like that idea too. I might have to do some. The Oribe Christmas platter. It did for the win. That's just one coat of Oribe brushed on. So those of you who have the Oribe, it's the dip and pour version, just brushed on. That's all. Not the brush on version. If you're using the brush on version, you'll probably want 2 coats, maybe 3 coats. My suggestion always when you have highly textured pieces is thin your glazes down a little more than usual and add an extra coat to cover that. So, alrighty. That's what we got for today. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. We'll be back Monday morning for Good Morning Clay Share. I will be in costume. No surprise there because it'll be Halloween. And we've got 2 new products coming out this week I'm really excited for. And I'll be sharing them on Monday morning. And we have a new class coming, which I hit it pretty quickly. And the ClayShare Prime social media app is going to be coming this week. So all of my premium members, you get your own social media platform. That's right, just for premium members of ClayShare. Some of you will probably be seeing emails today letting you know about it so that you can come on in and start getting into the social media app. I'm excited for it because we've been looking for a way to connect our members other than like on Facebook or other people's platforms. We really wanted our own, and we've been working on that for quite a few months, and now it's coming to fruition, and you guys can get it this week. So only for premium members though. So, and that's the great thing, just premium members. And I say not free trial, guys. I love you all too, but the free trial folks, you have to be a full member, not the free trial, to get into the social media, because we don't want to be pulling people out after you've been there for 7 days. Just sign up and just be a full member. All right, everybody, you take care, and I'll see you all Monday. Bye, everyone.